Okay, I've been doing a little bit more exploring, and that's the GTA world itself. So I'm pretty far away at this point, and that right there, I'm not too sure what that object is. I think it's a moon or something like that. You get some pretty cool effects when you go around like that. Let's see. We where did let's there we go. Isn't that cool? That's kind of cool. But I found this. It's like a big green dot in the middle of nowhere. And here's the location. So if you look at it, it's 185, 1851399 for the X, 6531451 for the Y, and 1411456. So I can't remember what the CX versus the PX is. Oh, the CX I think is the offset for the camera, and the PX is player position. I'm at the player position right now. So in any case, if I try to get closer, and I'll show you the evidence, I'm trying to go closer to this thing. It just keeps wobbling. It's just really kind of this bizarre thing. So if I go further away or closer, it's like it doesn't. All it does is wobble. It's really bizarre. So I can move all around. I sit there and look around. It's like an unfocused camera or something like that. Some kind of weird light source and everything. So as I get closer, and I've noticed the color, it was a blue when I first discovered it right before dinner time. But as I get closer to it, it's like the size sometimes changes bigger and sometimes smaller. It's not like it's one fixed size or anything like that. At one point, I actually did catch up with it, and I ended up passing it, and then I put it in reverse, and so I backed up the camera. I went like that. So right now this is forward, this is backwards. So I'll move forward again. I actually moved through it, and then I backed up, and then I moved forward again. And ever since then, it's just been ahead of me. So it's really kind of bizarre. The hell's going on with this? Anyways, I thought I'd share this one. And in the range I'm still going through, and time is not dilated. So if I remain fixed, do I see the little star things? It doesn't look like it, does it? So I'm going to move it just up to the right, or just so there. I'll move straight up until it goes out of view. Do we see anything? I don't see those little stars. Oh, there's one just streaked by. I feel like kind of like an explorer with this. It's kind of trippy. Like I'm seeing something for the first time. There we go again. Look at that. So that. See, what I'm wondering is that some kind of reflection in time? So I'm going to slow down time dramatically and see if that makes a difference for anything. So that we're moving at a pace of the scale. So this is scaling. So TS stands for time scale. And clearly I got to fix my debug panel a little bit there. I'm going to make a debug panel for space. But time is really slowed down relative right now. I'm not going to see the little object, so I'm going to resume it at a 1-for-1 ratio. You see any of our little star things? And here's the thing, I'm actually moving left to right now where that thing should. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Fuck. I forgot to. So I have a keystroke that I hit, and that actually. So at that point, it's actually a. Yeah, that's what's going on. That actually increases the altitude, and I set the camera's perspective to actually be looking at one focal point, which is the player, and that's kind of weird. Look at that in the upper right. Got the little blinky thing. Since the player actually resides on the planet, and the planet's in the center of the screen right now, it doesn't allow me to look at anything other than that and turn the camera up and down. That's kind of weird. It's like a little echo, right? So I'm going to stop that. I'm going to be right back next to the green thing again. If I'm not mistaken, there it is. And that's why I'm not moving for this one. Anyways, I was moving back and forth between it, but I've got the problem. So if I go back, let's go back to the player perspective. Won't let me. Probably not at this point. I broke it. Let's move back. Oh, here we go. Now I can't move at all, can I? Get away from that. Go there. There we go. So there's that. So that's my Z. Yeah, I'm moving at all angles. There we go. So this should be, so now I should be able to, or not, my keys aren't working. I can move close and I can move far. So that's moving further away. This is moving closer to it. I suspect how planets form just a whole bunch of minds or energy sources all conglomerate into one area, and they agree, and they create a collective agreement to form a reality, a look and a feel. And the complexity of planets tends to increase with the complexity and the variety and the number, the quantity of collective minds that actually form a single planet. And that's a theory that I'm running with. So I'm suspecting this right here, this green thing, is as I break away from the quantum fixed position of that location, I move to another quantum physical location. That's this one right here. And I suspect that's actually what traveling through space really is basically traveling in between different different worlds in the mind. You know, and we have a tendency to anthropomorphize things, you know, as humans and everything, and believe everything is, see, it's starting to get away. Or maybe it is all materially based. Look, it's going away. I'm moving forward right now, and it's doing this naturally. That's just a trip. From a programmer perspective, I'm trying to think, how would I code that? You know, and would you? You know, I mean, you've created Grand Theft Auto. Do you count on somebody hacking it one of these days? Do you create things off in space in different locations and everything? I mean, that's a possibility, right? There's other possibilities too. Like I could actually be exploring what digital reality is. See, that's just a damn trip. Now I'm getting closer to it again. Or at least the light's intensifying. That's weird. I'm going to bail out and go back to it without actually having the player positioning. So I've got some code that you can't see right now that actually sets the player position. I'll show it to you real quick if you're. Let's do image. I'm working with OBS right now. Video capture, window capture, Dev Studio. Match title of, where is it? Devenv. There we go. So let's put that one on bottom. I'm moving it down. So what I've done is, if you're into programming, I've created a mod, and it's called QMain, and right here I set the lookout point to being the character's position. Now I've got another mod that lets me move around at light speed and everything, but I also have this mod here which sets the lookout point at the character's position and everything, and it accelerates from that position at basically it's 100,000 meters per second and on the z-axis. So you can see right here it actually sets the position, boom, on the world coordinates based on the current character's player's position, and then it increases that by dz plus 10. So plus 10 is basically 10 meters above the character, which is where it starts. The camera starts right there, and it keeps on accelerating from that really fast. So I've made the mistake of setting that. So I have one mod that lets me fly around with a free cam, and there is no look at position. The look at's wherever I'm looking at. And then I made this mod here which basically sets the look at point to the player character at all times. So what I did was I created a little bit of a problem, when I have the free cam, and all of a sudden I pressed the keystroke that actually starts this one, which, if I'm not mistaken, was the numpad 0. Go take a look real quick. 0, I think it's 0. Let's just go look at key press. Where is it? Key down and numpad 0. Yeah. Where's the DNRK? Current time scale sets that. Numpad 0. Yeah, there we go. Numpad 0 toggles it, not to actually set it to look at that one fixed position and everything. So toggles it and sets the camera and everything. So here's my time scale code. So I actually set the time scale for it, so I can actually slow down and speed up time and everything within this world. And yeah, so right now, that's what I did. Was I've been modifying this thing just basically to make it so I can do this. And right now, I should be able to switch between characters, but for some reason it's not letting me. Oh, here we go. So now, if I go like this, Michael's going to be off in space somewhere. He's going to wake up not too happy a man. How's this going to work? Is this actually up? Oh, do you see it? You don't see it? No! Move that down. I'm trying to change. Sorry. Look at that. Isn't that kind of cool? All I did was switch characters. I wonder if it's zooming back. What the hell is it doing? Does my mod still work? No, it's not moving. Not that I'm aware of. I wonder if it is getting closer. You hear wind now. Hmm. Well, anyways, I shall report back if I find anything interesting. I was just gonna go and start over again. So now you see where I'm leaving.